Hey, what's up, you guys, and welcome back to Girl Chat Sports. This is episode 64. What's up?
64.
I'm Melissa. Of course, I've got Stephanie right beside me. We are here ready to talk sports. First of all, we have an awesome guest in the second half. Please stay tuned. We got Zak Drake from the Las Vegas Lights FC. He's our local sports guy with our new professional soccer team, Futbol.
Futbol.
Football, go! I just want to say that. That's all I want to do. So anyways, it's episode 64. Today's also Mardi Gras, so happy Mardi Gras, Steph. I didn't bring any beads for you. I apologize. But let's get into some Vegas sports, I guess.
Vegas sports.
So first up, Golden Knights, of course. You know we love our Golden Knights. I'm an official Golden Knights fan. That is my hockey team. They're actually playing the Blackhawks tonight here at home. They actually lost on Sunday to the Philly Flyers. Side note, both the Philly Flyers and the Philadelphia 76ers are both 4-0 since the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Isn't that crazy? That is insane. It's some Philly luck happening over there. Maybe it was the fan that ate shit. I don't know. Anyways, so they lost to the Flyers at home on Sunday. It was after their whole 6-game away stretch they had. That's only their fourth loss at home. So we're hoping that's going to be it. They're still first place in the Pacific Division, though. And they got the Blackhawks tonight from Chicago. So we'll see how that goes.
They're actually pairing up with Nevada Energy to do junior high, middle school hockey. They're actually providing street hockey equipment, and the team is sponsoring training for teachers who might not be familiar with the game so that they can learn a little bit more about hockey.
Maybe we have been doing pretty good on the hockey tip, I think, but it'd be nice to get to see or hear more so about hockey, I guess. So that's pretty interesting. We're definitely looking forward to seeing that, as well as tomorrow night on Valentine's Day. I'm not sure how many of the guys are appreciative of this, if they've got wives and girlfriends or side chicks, who knows? Wait, no, today's the side chick day. I forgot. Tomorrow's the main one day. Anyway, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Wednesday is Valentine's Day, and the Golden Knights get to go to Cirque du Soleil's Ka Theater, which is one of my favorite Cirque shows out here, and they're going to work with them on some non-traditional like ice recovery day workouts. They're going to be doing like learning gymnastics basics, aerial skills. They're going to try their hands at juggling, I guess, too.
Fun.
That should be pretty interesting for
How
them,
do we get in on that
practice? Right? Well, so for everybody out there, the practice is closed to an audience, so they're not going to be practicing for any kind of media or outlets, but it's interesting, and I think that's like kind of a cool way to experiment, you know what I mean? I mean, you see Fleury, he can do the splits already, so it's like gymnastics shouldn't be too much harder for these guys, right? Anyways, we love our Golden Knights, and we're excited to hopefully they'll bring home a win tonight.
Raiders.
Uh-oh. It's really hard for both of us to chant Raiders because that's so not who we are, but we're taking one for the team. We are locals here, so we're going to support the Raiders. We just won't wear Raider gear.
So the Raiders actually bought 55 acres of land in Henderson to make their practice facility and headquarters.
Right, out there by the airport, I think the Henderson would... I don't go to Henderson too often. It's a little bit far from my house. But yes, they've got the new plot out there. They're going to be doing some groundbreaking, I think, close to April or May this year.
Yeah, and actually it costs $6.5 million to get it going. Jesus. And it's actually expected to bring 250 jobs for non-football players to the area. So Henderson... A little boost in the economy.
Well, that whole Nike on the Eastern is going to be pretty busy now. Won't be my little side spot anymore.
It's going to be about 20 minutes from the stadium.
Okay.
Speaking of the stadium.
Yes.
Actually, the Raiders have a preview center at Town Square right now. It opened last weekend.
Yeah.
It's got all kinds of memorabilia, like renderings of the actual stadium. And I even heard them say that the Blazers president is hopeful that we're going to get the Super Bowl by 2025.
Yeah, I think they've built them up now up to like 22 or 23. So it would be nice. I think they actually have to build before they can actually get nominated for it. So I don't know how often they do the Super Bowl biddings.
If you build it, they will come.
Let me know. Let me know. Field of Dreams. Kevin Costner. Gotta love it. So that's exciting. That's like our new Raiders stuff. Obviously, you guys know from before we've talked about it. You can also go to the live stadium cam on the Raiders homepage, raiders.com/Las Vegas/live stadium camera. It's pretty cool to see how it's changing. Like the pit is getting a little bit deeper down there. They've got the kind of more of the areas getting the dirt removed, and so it'll be interesting as we're getting close to actually seeing some actual structure being happening out there. But anyway, beyond that, what else is kind of big right now is the Olympics. The Winter Olympics are here. And, well, technically not here. They're in Pyeongchang, China. Pyeongchang, South Korea. Sorry, I get so confused. And I'm the Asian one, too. Damn. But anyways, Pyeongchang is the host of the 2018 Winter Olympics. My favorite's curling stuff. I don't know. Do you have a favorite right now? It really is. Maybe it's my roots from Seattle. We used to watch the BBC network. We used to have the BBC network. Like, it was kind of like your Channel 6 out here in Vegas. Like, it's just like an additional, station. But they always had curling. And there was even a curling center, like, not too far from my home. I never went there, but I always saw the signs. And I'm always amazed. Like, I'm just baffled by it. Like, I just feel like I want to get a broom and just start, like, I'm thinking Halloween 2019.
Have you seen like the memes and stuff?
Hilarious.
It's awesome. Somebody using their Roomba or a cat.
So do you have a favorite right now as far as for Olympics?
No, I just catch it every once in a while flipping through the channels. I'm not a big, huge Olympics person, really.
I mean, I do enjoy some of the figure skating, and I'm interested in the hockey. I read it. There was a story they played over the weekend about these two girls that are sisters. One was adopted when she was 4 months old. Mom found out she was pregnant right after it. So they're basically both bred in Wisconsin into skating. One was in ice skating. One was not. The actual one they adopted was from Korea. And now they're both playing in the Olympics, one for the U.S., one for Korea in the hockey games.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Saying that if they end up playing one another, it will be a fight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So, but big news in the Olympics as far as right now is that there was two 17-year-old gold medal winners, and the U.S. has only won 3 gold medals so far as of the recording of this show. There was a first one that was won by some other, I can't remember his name, another skier, but we've got Chloe Kim, which was a 17-year-old female that won for the snowboarding half pipe. She's only the third U.S. snowboarder she was only the third snowboarding gold of Pyeongchang, but she also began snowboarding at age 4. Can you believe?
She's super cute too.
She reminds me of, I can't remember what her name is, but she's super cute. She actually didn't come to the Olympics last in 2014 because her age, she wasn't old enough yet.
Right. She's only 13.
Right. And she's the youngest half pipe medalist in Olympic history. That's crazy. And then before that, 17-year-old Red Gerard, who he's like the 5th or the youngest of a family of like 6 or 8, and they're all doing crazy. Like his sister has this like Instagram like half baked cooking kind of something or other, really great. Anyways, he's there. His whole family is there. He was actually the first U.S. gold at Olympics in the men's slope style, which I'm not quite sure about that.
He said that it was actually an upset. He beat out 11 competitors to get the gold.
And he's like 5'5". You saw him on the podium. You know how like usually the gold podium's a little bit higher than like silver and bronze. He was like the same height as the other two that are on podiums right below. He was too cute. And he, get this, started snowboarding at age 2.
Wow.
I wasn't even trying to like walk probably by 2. I lost my first tooth at 1. I mean, I can only imagine. And so they were talking to one of his older brothers who was like, yeah, at 2, we saw him fall down. He would take the little board and run back up the hill. And by 6, we knew he was going to be a star. By 6. Really? Yeah. And by 11, he was sponsored by Burton.
It's crazy. Also, history was made by Jamie Anderson. She got a gold medal in the women's snowboard slope style. This is actually her 2nd gold medal. She also got one in 2014. So that is history. The first time a woman has gotten gold twice in snowboard slope style.
What? U.S. is kind of kicking ass right now in these Winter Olympics. So, well, winter skiing, I guess. So keep posted on Olympics. I think they're like all on NBC and stuff like that. I've been entertained. It did suck though. I will say this on Sunday. I stayed in bed all Sunday and more in football. All Sunday, me and Shug in the bed. Thank God for blackout curtains, because that's what we did. And I was watching Olympics. Here's what I don't get. In NFL Network, I'm still talking shit because I don't see why the classics, Super Bowl classics, has to be the last two Super Bowls. Why am I watching the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons? Why am I watching the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles? You're playing the last 2 years Super Bowls. Like, this is supposed to be a classics. Like, show me something from like the 90s or like the early 2000s at least. I don't get it.
You're just trying to get your football fix.
I just want that's the point of the NFL Network, is to give you your football fix when the football's not on, and you didn't do it for me at all. So, off my soapbox. Speaking of the Super Bowl, the Eagles won. Yes.
Yeah.
And they took down the Patriots. I know Steph can't be happy because she's a Cowboy. It's the whole NFC East thing. You guys get it. But I am ecstatic. I am a fan of the Eagles, except when they play, of course, Seahawks. But they beat the Patriots, and I loved it. And what I loved, I think, the most is that after the whole thing went down, they were talking about how they faked some of their walkthroughs just in case the guys are watching from the Patriots, because that's happened before, Belichick. And so it was pretty interesting to see some of the stories that kind of surpassing. Their parade was awesome, although not as big as the Seattle parade, I believe.
I got to see Nick Foles at Disney World. He was in the parade.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The very next day on Monday.
That's hilarious. So yeah, the Eagles won. It was a great game. It really did come down to the last few minutes. So we enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it, although I bummed my knee that day and I had to watch it from home. I didn't get to go to any Super Bowl parties, but hey, what can you do? Although 2 fans did get stabbed during the parade, as well as some looting in the stores. And like I mentioned, one of the fans actually ate cow shit on a dare, and it was all over YouTube, Snapchat. I'm not sure how good of a fan I'd be for the Seahawks if I had to eat cow shit.
Some idiot got caught on film tipping a car, and they found him.
Okay, you guys, it's 2018. Big Brother is very alive. So could you not? Thanks. Yeah. It should be interesting, though, to see who is going to actually take up the whole White House trip. I know for sure we know that Jenkins won't go. Chris Long's not going to go. McLeod's not going to go. But I'm wondering as to who actually may still take up 45 on going to the White House. What do you think? Is there an over-under for this? Over under 20, over under 30? God, I don't know. There's no way.
What I do know is Brady is not going to see his buddy.
Yes, that's the best part of it. Although he didn't go last year, so Giselle has lock on that. Get your ass over here. Thank you, Giselle, for not allowing that either. Other football news: Jimmy Garoppolo is getting paid. With a capital P. This man is going to be making $137.5 million. It's a deal that he made to make him the highest paid player, not just highest paid quarterback, highest paid player in NFL history, just based on an average per basis per year. No kidding.
Wow. I'm sure the Niners are happy about that, though.
Of course the Niners are happy about that. I'm excited because as a Seahawks fan, we really haven't had our rivals, the 49ers, for some time. They've been sleeping for a while. And I'm sure all those Groupon sales for the 49er tickets over at Levi Stadium, they were on Groupon, I promise you. They sucked.
Speaking of 49ers that suck.
Oh, and what else?
Reuben Foster was arrested.
Not funny, but it's funny that he's a Niner because they've had their run-in with the law.
His second time in the last month. Domestic violence.
Yeah, this guy. And had guns. There was guns in his house. They caught guns. Yeah. Not your normal 9mm, but an AR, whatever, or some kind of machine gun. No, dude, you're not. No. Oh, Lord, that was just, it's the second one this month, too, which is almost incredible. So, hey, whatever works. I don't know. Hopefully they'll figure that one out because we don't need any more Ray Rice situations out there. Let's see. Oh, so an interesting thing. So we all knew that the Patriots offensive coordinator was going to go become the head coach of the Colts. That was pretty much the game plan. We've been hearing about it prior to Super Bowl happening. They just couldn't make the announcement until afterwards. Well, they made the announcement, and for a brief a day, he might have been the coach, but then was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to stick with the Patriots. Because basically, if Belichick is about to retire in a couple years, I could have that team. Okay, touche. I get it. But they did hire the former offensive coordinator of the Eagles, Reich, I think Reich. And he's going to be, they actually had him, Twitter had him holding a picture of like the day's newspaper so they could actually prove that it was today that he was signing it and he's actually going to be the coach. So congrats to him. Gosh, XFL is returning. Did you catch that?
I did.
I don't know if any of you guys actually watched the XFL ever in life. I did a little bit only because, well, when NFL isn't on, what else can you watch besides arena football and XFL? And it wasn't bad. It was pretty cool. It was kind of like, it's minimal. I mean, the guys aren't getting paid that much. It's probably, but it's an opportunity for them to play. So, of course, that's coming back. They actually made an announcement that one of the possible cities would be Las Vegas, which is crazy because we already have so much sports.
We're good with it. Bring it.
Yeah.
Bring it.
They did have San Diego on the list, and I was like, yeah, San Diego could probably use one. They have a stadium ready for you. As far as like Major League Baseball is going to be starting pretty soon as far as training camp. You've got the Grapefruit League in Florida, the Cactus League in Arizona. That starts the end of February. Actually, in like next Saturday already, next Friday. So got spring training going. March Madness will be here shortly. The Selection Sundays is on 11th. And then as you know, they have the first 4 night games and then they do the first and second round. So March Madness is coming. It's getting kind of crazy, especially since Duke and Kansas and UNC are all after the 10th spot. So they're not even in. Kansas has lost like 3 games already. Duke hasn't been doing well. So they're like 12th, 13th, and 14th, which is crazy for men's basketball. Top 10, Virginia, Michigan State, Villanova, Xavier, Cincinnati, Purdue, which is interesting. Texas Tech, Ohio State, Gonzaga, my boys in Washington. Not my Huskies, but hey, I still root for the Washington people. As well as Auburn. Should be interesting. I can't wait. Yeah, Kansas out of the top 10. I'm still overwhelmed by that. Anyways, women's top 10, UConn, Mississippi State, Baylor, Louisville, Notre Dame, Texas, UCLA, South Carolina, Oregon, Maryland. I mean, here's the deal. Well, UConn lost, of course, to Mississippi State last year, but they're like the Alabama of football. Like, you're just always there. Always. Right. Always. It's crazy. Yeah, so that's what, let's talk a little bit about basketball. Basketball has been crazy.
Man, all these trades. It's nuts how things can change.
Well,
so
the
quickly.
trade deadline happened, of course. And if you've been living under a rock or you don't live in anywhere that has a radio, TV, or don't have a phone, the Cavs basically traded their whole team except for like LeBron, Tristan, and JR. So, I mean, other than that, the whole team is different.
But it totally reinvigorated the team. Mm-hmm. Blew out Boston.
Yeah, during Paul Pierce's like retirement jersey ceremony, which was crazy.
And they actually moved up to 6 in the power rankings because of that game.
So, in just to recap, the Cavs got rid, or they actually landed Rodney Hood from the Jazz and George Hill from the Kings. They got rid of D Wade, who went back to Miami. Who Miami's all thrilled about it. They've got him back.
They took my Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr. though.
Yes, they did.
But we got IT.
You got IT. And here's the deal. I hate the Lakers. We all know this. But I love Isaiah because he is a Husky, and it makes me happy to know that he's back in purple and gold.
He put up 22 points for us, even though we lost.
Yeah, so I'm happy for Isaiah. It sounds like he feels more welcome there, which is always great. It's hard to play anywhere, I'm sure, when you're not feeling like the team is supporting you. So, congrats to him.
Speaking of the Lakers, LeVar Ball is up to his antics once again.
Oh God!
He basically said that Melo, Jello, and Lonzo are all going to play on one NBA team, or he will pull Lonzo until a team takes all 3.
Can someone just go interview Lonzo now? Because I just need his... I mean, what are you thinking when your dad goes off in the victory? Like, dude, Dad, I'm with the Lakers right now. Like, I'm the shit right now. I don't need to be going nowhere overseas. And my brothers are sure as hell ain't good enough to be playing for the Lakers right now. Even the Lakers, who aren't that good, still don't need those 2 other balls. Ball family problems. Jeez Louise, those guys, I can't even deal. Other trades, there was like, who else got traded? So the Knicks got Emmanuel Muai. I can't ever pronounce people's last names very well. The Bulls had traded Milan Rakovic to the Blazers. They got Noah Vanley. Nuggets got Devin Harris, I think. Oh, yeah. So the Jazz, they did get rid of Rodney Hood and George Hill, but they did get Jay Crowder as well as Derrick Rose, who I believe got waived. I'm not sure where he's going, but after the trade, they can waive him. So we'll see what happens with him. It'll be interesting. Like we said, Paul Pierce's retirement jersey retirement was on Sunday prior to the Cavs game. It was interesting because if you guys have been listening to the news about this whole controversy about having Paul Pierce's jersey retirement the same time as they would have Isaiah Thomas's, thank you video because he had been playing for the Pistons prior to the Cavs. So the Cavs come back to Boston for the first game. They're going to have a whole little video, welcome back. Thank you for your time with us. And Paul Pierce from the get-go was like, why are you scheduling it on my day? This is my day. Why of all days does it have to be my day? And I get it. You've done more for this team than Isaiah did. That's your day. You should have it. I get it.
It was a moving ceremony, too. He cried.
I know. And KG was there, so that was good and all that stuff. But the thing is that IT gets traded before the game even goes down. So there was no really reason to even go through all this shit. It was just it didn't happen anyway. So that was pretty interesting. And also, I don't know if you're watching the Warriors games recently, but Steve Kerr is just letting the team coach.
Man, do you think it was an insult for him to let the players just go ahead and coach that game?
I mean, I'm just wondering how the other teams are feeling, or if it's just really, I don't know. That's hilarious, but at the same time, it's kind of is that really professional or not?
They blew out the Suns 123-89 on the players coaching.
It is amazing and crazy. Oh my gosh. So, and final little bit of, also with the WNBA, as you all are aware, we'll be adding them to our Vegas sports section because we've got a WNBA coming. First game, opening season for the WNBA and the Las Vegas Aces is Sunday, May 20th. But they actually play in Connecticut against the Connecticut Sun. So that's going to be their very first game on opening day. But the very first season opener here in Las Vegas is going to be May 27th, as well as Memorial Day weekend for all the you partiers out there. So hopefully they'll get a bunch of people to come into the stands and party and hang out and watch these girls play. Watch my girl Kelsey Plum play. Always love the Huskies. So they'll be out here on the 27th. And guess who they're playing? Guess. Just guess. Oh, my Seattle Storm. So that's pretty cool. I for sure am going to be at this game. It'll be great to see the WNBA. I mean, the Seattle Storm won multiple championships. They're a great team. They'll be coming in to play the Aces here in Las Vegas. It's Memorial Day weekend. It'll be crazy. Who knows? There could be a fight night too. You never know. There's always something pops off, something goes on. So anyways, that's it for right now. We're going to go to a commercial break. We'll be right back with Zak Drake.
How would you like to make the impossible possible? With professional and personal needs by Envision For You Concierge. With an array of services for you, the professional. So professional athletes, celebrities, VIP and corporate executives, Envision For You strives to assist with travel, hotel, luxury car service, dinner and show reservations, VIP services, as well as consumer relations. Envision For You also offers mobile services, as well as organic tanning, massage therapy, hair and makeup, men's grooming, fashion stylist, appointment setting, and more. Envision For You Concierge with nationwide services 24/7. Envision For You will never hesitate to go the extra mile for your professional and personal needs. So call today 323-300-4592, 323-300-4592, or visit online at envisionforyou.com.
Hey, and welcome back to Girl Chat Sports. We are actually joined with one of our very new found local sports stars, I guess you can call them. We've got a new player from the USL, LV Lights FC. We got Zak Drake with us tonight. Hey, Zak, what's going on?
Hey, not too much. Thanks for having me here.
Hey, wonderful. So we're excited to have you on. We actually came out to the match on Saturday, me and Steph, another friend of ours, and saw the game. So we were really excited about that. But before we get to the game, we kind of wanted to talk with you more so on, I guess, soccer itself. Me and Steph are huge American football fans. Mm-hmm. We're both just kind of starting to get into the Futbol side of things. So I guess maybe give us a little backstory on you and how kind of soccer came into your life and how you got started with it.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to. I actually grew up in Canada, so right there everyone thinks that I play hockey only, so I'll stop that right there. I do not play hockey at all. I actually came from a soccer family, so my dad played soccer. My older brother also was a soccer player, so that really ran through our blood.
Wow. Okay. What part of Canada were you from?
From the capital, Ottawa.
Ottawa. Okay. I'm from Seattle, of course. And my family is my dad was born in BC and my grandparents are from Edmonton, but not Edmonton,
nice.
But interesting. Anyway, so soccer, I mean, I guess at one point did you know that this was kind of how you wanted to keep on? I mean, I don't know if you played other sports growing up or if it was mainly just soccer or what, I guess, where it led you to get to this point. How did it come around?
Yeah, so my youth career, I was kind of coached by my dad. And then I had an opportunity at age 15, 16 to go to Brazil and sort of trial with the youth side of a professional club. And I went there. It was a really, really cool experience. I didn't end up getting the contract, but the experience right there was kind of what started it, and it kind of showed me that it was possible, that I could do it. And so I returned home, finished up high school, and I talked with my family, and we wanted to do the college route first, so I ended up going to college in Indiana. And after my 4 years, I was like, okay, now it's time to start pursuing that pro career. And that's when I started, I shipped off to Europe and started the journey.
Oh, wow. So as far as, did you play soccer in school or you were just basically committed to school at that point?
So I did get a soccer scholarship to go to school. So I was really lucky with that.
Wonderful.
And that helped, pay for the education.
Wow.
So how did you hear about the Lights? How did you hear that they were coming here?
So actually I'm not sure about his official role with the team. It might be the VP of soccer, but Pepe Galvin, who works with the club, he actually went to my college a couple years before me, and wow. I met him one preseason at my college, and so I had him on Facebook, and I saw he posted a picture with the head coach Chalice and with the owner Brett. And I was like, oh, wow, a new club in Las Vegas. So I commented saying, do you guys need a defender? And it kind of went from there.
That's awesome. So speaking of defender, that's your position. Can you explain to us what a defender does or what position a defender is?
Sure. So I'm actually called a fullback or a right back, left back. So when you're a defender, you're sticking around your side of the field. You're not necessarily the one going up and scoring all the goals. Sure. But as a fullback, your primary position is closer to the wing, so you're not really a central player. You're out wide, left or right, and I can play on either side. And so it's a lot of defending, but also a lot of running up and down the side of the field, overlapping and supporting the attack as well as defending.
Hence why I could never play soccer growing up. I was like, there is too much running going on. This is not going to be for me.
Oh, yeah.
So man. What does it take to try out for the team? What are the steps to be noticed?
Yeah, so I ended up sending in my video footage that I had. Pepe was like, hey, Chalice isn't fully convinced. We'd like you to come for the open tryout. So in December, I actually flew out to Las Vegas and joined the 600 players who went to the open tryout. And it was a process of 2 days, kind of, 2 days of playing against other players to be selected then for the next 3 days, which was more of a select trial for the players that the coach already knew he wanted to see. Right. So out of the 600 players, they might have only taken 3 to 5.
Wow.
And I was one of them.
That's amazing.
So what does this entail as far as like getting signed as preseason? When do they break it down to be regular season players?
Yeah, so I mean, we still have a month left of preseason, and we have a fairly decent sized group of players. I think we're somewhere just under 30, and we might end up, going into the season with, say, 24. I'm not completely sure, but it's more or less the bulk of us are in that continual trial period. We have to show up every day and give it our best and really put our best foot forward. And hopefully by the time, say, our first game is on the 16th or 17th of March, our first season game, we'll have it all sorted out, who's 100% staying and who unfortunately doesn't make the cut.
Were you surprised about the turnout for the very first inaugural game?
Oh my goodness, it was such a cool experience. The turnout, like having a sellout stadium, it really showed that Las Vegas is a soccer city. Like I was blown away.
We were too.
Well, and for the listeners out there, there was standing room only crowd at Cashman Field, and for all of us that have been in Las Vegas for a little while or been here, I don't think Cashman Field has seen that many people ever in its time. And we're talking, I think it was like just over 10,000 people. It was the first time. I've been there for 51 games before, and I've been there for other events that the Cashman Center has. I've never seen it that crazy and packed. I've never seen that busy before. I mean, the parking situation was crazy. It was like the fans were crazy. It was like pandemonium in there, and it was freezing, which was so odd because if you were in Vegas, it was like 78 and beautiful all day Saturday. Come time for the game, these winds kick up, and everybody's like, running for a scarf or a jacket it was crazy, but the fans were out there, flags were flying. It was a very intense feeling, I think. It was great. I mean, I can only imagine what it was like to be on the field with those fans, let alone being in the stands was pretty cool too.
Yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't just that there were bodies there were a lot of people, but it was the energy. There was a lot of passion. There was energy, the supporting group, all the fans cheering, the music. It was, the whole experience. It really fires you up.
Well, and I think for the people that are here in Las Vegas, they've gone so long without professional sports itself. I mean, we've had arena leagues here or minor league there or whatever. But when it came, the Golden Knights came, we've got the Lights. We're going to have the Aces this spring. The Raiders are coming. It's like, I think Vegas is actually starting to see that there's this big support for all kinds of sports. We just want to see live sports. And we're really excited to be able to share soccer. I know there was a couple questions that me and Steph had, only because I never played soccer growing up, and I have watched it. I'm actually from Seattle, so my very first soccer experience was a Sounders game, and they never sit down ever in life. Like you're literally at the game standing the entire time, 24/7. Like that's just it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I still don't get the difference between flag colors. Like I don't know what a yellow flag is, or what makes you get a yellow flag, or what would make you get a red flag, and what the consequences of those two things are.
Oh, you're talking about the yellow card or red card.
Oh yeah, card. So, yeah, sorry. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to break that down for you as simply as possible. Like a traffic light, when you hit a yellow, it's basically telling you, slow down, like stop, take caution in what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And, red is not completely. So on a soccer field, if you do something on the field that is an infraction, that it's considered more of a minor infraction, you would get a yellow card, and that's more or less the referee telling you, hey, you need to slow down and watch what you're doing, because if you keep slipping up, you're out of here.
Are you kicking is it a kicking thing? Is it like you're a penalty because you push somebody, or maybe you did a slide tackle? I'm not sure exactly the terminology, but
yeah, exactly. So a yellow card could be for maybe a handball, a slide tackle, maybe you said something. Sometimes if you talk in a negative way towards the referee, that's cause for a yellow card. And then of course, if you do something that's over the top, like purposefully injure a player, punch them, spit on them, or anything like that, that's a red card and you're sent off the field right away. But it's also a yellow card if you end up getting 2 yellow cards. That equals a red card, and then you're sent off.
So then you're kind of like offsides, or not offsides, but you're basically outnumbered. Like the one person gets off the field, so you have an advantage, or the other team has an advantage, correct?
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, and that's unfortunately what happened to us on Saturday.
Yeah.
We got a red card, and we had to play the rest of the game with 10 men on the field.
Oh, so they stay out the whole entire game?
That's correct.
Oh, for the rest of so whenever the red card happens, you're out for the rest of the game?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I thought it was like a penalty, like in hockey, where maybe you get like 2 minutes in a box and you have to come back out.
No, it's not 2 minutes. If it happens in the first minute of the game, unfortunately, you have to play the rest of that game down a man.
Wow. We're totally learning here, Zach. Wow. We're like all immersed in this soccerness.
What about adding like time to the end of the game? How does something like that happen?
So the game is 90 minutes split into 2 45-minute halves, but at the end of each of those halves you have something called extra time or injury time. And that's more or less, say a foul happens, if someone slide tackles someone and they end up lying on the ground and needing a bit of medical attention, and like the physio would run on the field and help them out, just make sure that they're not completely injured, make sure that they can continue playing in the game. That could take a minute, could take 2 minutes out of the time that's the clock is ticking. So the referee would then add that 2 minutes to the end of the 45 minutes to compensate for that wasted time, because there are some teams, imagine you're winning 1-0 and your players just start falling on the ground to waste time.
So basically the clock never stops is what you're saying. So the clock just runs. There's nobody manning the clock like in a football or basketball situation. They're basically stopping the clock or not stopping the clock throughout the entire game. And then whenever there is a slow time or the time kind of the play stops, sometimes they'll use those as like added time at the end.
Exactly. And it's the referee who ultimately judges, okay, like there was a minute here, a minute there, 30 seconds here, and they're the one who ultimately judges and says, okay, 3 minutes of extra time.
How does that get communicated, I guess, to the audience as a fan? Because that was my question as we're getting close to the end. I was like, I know the time itself is almost up, but I'm curious to know like how much extra time we have to watch the game.
Yeah, so the scoreboard will have the 45-minute timer, but if you look on the field, there are actually, it depends how many referees. There's typically, I think right now, 4 referees. So one main one on the field, 2 sideline ones who judge whether like the ball goes out of bounds, and then there's a 4th official who is in charge of substitutions, and he's the guy. If you ever see someone holding up a board that has numbers on it, like if I were to be substituted into the game, it would show number 2, so that it would indicate number 2 is coming on to the field. If you pay attention at the end of the 45 minutes, that referee will hold up the board and it'll say 2, 3, 4, and that would represent the amount of time added.
I noticed that, and I didn't know what it was about.
We're totally learning soccer.
There you go.
Another thing, so I know that you guys got 2 more preseason games coming up next Saturday as well as the 24th. I know DC United was one of them, and then the other one,
Vancouver Whitecaps.
Oh, Vancouver too. So the listeners, I kind of am familiar, but there's MLS, and then you guys are a USL team. So currently you're in the USL
Correct.
League, but you're playing these exhibition games against MLS teams. So explain that. I guess the difference in the is it kind of like the not farm team, but it's like a Division 1 and 2 pretty much, or
Yeah, exactly. So if you just like Google or Wikipedia, like North American or the American Soccer League system, or the Soccer League pyramid, it'll show you the ranking of the leagues. So the first division league is the MLS. Then under that, it would be USL. Then there's I'm not 100% sure what's happening with all the league structure recently because there was another league called NASL that has been shifted. They used to be a second division league, but things have been changing there. But yeah, as where it stands right now, we're in the second division, and the MLS, they're first division.
Well, I think that's one of the biggest things from the game on Saturday was that for those first, I think the first 60 minutes, you guys were playing head to head with these guys on a 0-0 run. Like they hadn't scored until I think that was like the 63rd minute or something. So you guys, I think the coach was not surprised, but the coach was very appreciative and was, very, he was basically really excited about the situation and the team that you guys have. So that was wonderful. And I think it was a great game for us to be at because it was almost like we were at you guys were playing these guys head to head, and it was a great experience for us. I know that. So we look forward to seeing more of you. We wish you the best of luck in getting through into the regular season. I know if we can, we'll definitely want to get in touch with you again, try and have you back on when the season gets going. Please, for the listeners though, let us know what your social media accounts are so they can try if they wanted to follow you or come, check you out and see what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, I really appreciate you having me on the call, and I'm happy to come back maybe midway through the season, and we can check in again.
That'd be awesome.
And as for my social media, I'm most active on Instagram, so that would be at Zak, spelled ZAK, .Drake, and my Twitter is Zak Drake 2. So yeah, I'm always happy to connect with fans and especially young soccer players who have questions about becoming professional or improving their game. I'm always happy to support them and give them my tips because I've been around the block. I've been there, done that, and I love helping the next generation achieve their dreams.
We loved your stories on Instagram. Drizzy Drake loves the kids.
Definitely.
That's amazing.
We're huge fans, so whenever we hear your name, we're cheering the loudest.
Most definitely. And then,
thank you so much.
And just for everybody else out there listening, also just so you know that there are single game tickets still available for either the 17th of February or the 24th of February, as well as for the actual season. You can go to lightsfc.com/single tickets with an X, or you can call 702-728-GOAL, which is 4625. Zak, thank you so much. We can't wait to see you play more in the future.
Thank you for having me again.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Again, it was such an amazing time talking with Zak. I think we both learned some incredible things. Zak, we really appreciate it. Before we close out today, there's just a few oohs and ahs, of course. I thought it was so sweet. Carson Wentz proposed to his high school girlfriend. They'd went to 2 different colleges. He comes back, wins the Super Bowl. Now she gets a ring too. Isn't that so sweet? So congratulations to Zak and his girlfriend. I'm sure we'll probably chat about them one time on a future Girl Chat Sports After Dark sometime. Who knows? Also an awe moment. Our boy Johnny Manziel actually is in the news for something good that he's been doing. He actually opened about his sobriety and his story about his sobriety, as well as struggling with being diagnosed with bipolar. And that's pretty severe. It's a pretty serious mental health illness. So it's good that he's been able to be diagnosed and that he's getting it addressed, and that hopefully it allows him to get back into the sport that he loves, and that's football. He also had mentioned some relation to Baker Mayfield that we know that he'll be in the draft this year, and that hopefully he can learn something from Johnny Manziel and not become the bad kid or the bad boy in the block, and hopefully learn from some of his mistakes and can hopefully have a great future in the NFL. So,
yeah, they actually just said that he was drinking to, take away the pain or what he was going through. So
yeah, which is very common, especially with mental health. I deal with those clients a lot on a daily basis. So anybody that's self-medicating basically. So if you didn't ever get diagnosed or have the right medications, that's an easy way to do it is with alcohol or other substances. So congratulations, Johnny, for coming out. I really appreciate that. So however, there are some moments as well. I I found it hilarious because I like LeBron. I've never been a LeBron hater, but it seems like the more he gets to be this like bitchy kind of person, the more he just kind of irritates me, I guess. So with the whole clearing of the Cavs bench and the whole before the trade deadline, when they actually went to Atlanta, and while the Cavs had their free throw shots, you could hear the fans yelling out, "LeBron will leave you, LeBron will trade you," and it was like hilarious because
it was
he
a
will,
chant.
and he will. Like LeBron will make that shit happen. You're out of here. Bye.
Another moment. Yeah. Former MLB pitcher Esteban Loaiza arrested for transporting 44 pounds of heroin and cocaine.
Holy shit!
They were tracking the vehicle that he was driving, and he had a minor traffic violation. And when they pulled him over, they found like an area or a compartment used to conceal contraband. So that actually led them to obtain a search warrant for his rental home in California. And they found some white powdery substance there.
I was going to say, he had 44 pounds in his car in a compartment? That's like unheard of. What was like a mega limousine? No. That's insane. When I saw that story, I was like, wait a minute. So I guess is he part of some kind of like cartel? Like 44 pounds of heroin and cocaine, like that's some major weight getting moved. That's crazy.
On a side note, he was actually married to Jenny Rivera, the Mexican-American singer that passed away.
Oh, wow. Dang. Well, in other news, there's also an interesting thing happening between Mayweather and McGregor. Obviously, you know, Mayweather won the McGregor and Mayweather boxing match. There's been talks about there being like a UFC match, an MMA match, where Mayweather's already been in the octagon training for this. And then Mayweather comes out and calls McGregor a bitch, a certified bitch on his Instagram post. So keep your ear out, because you know how Vegas likes to get those fights, or you know how Vegas likes to get these things happening. It's possible there could be a UFC Mayweather McGregor match at some point. So very interesting. Anyways, you guys, that's going to be our episode 64 for right now. Just to let you guys know, as you know, with Girl Chat After Dark, we're taking a little break because it's no longer football season. Well, here at Girl Chat Sports, we're going to take a little break. I'm going on vacation on Thursday, Friday for a little bit. Steph started a new job. We're really excited with that, new career-wise. So we're going to take a short hiatus, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3. I don't know. We'll get back to you when we do. We'll keep you posted. We'll still be posting on our Instagrams and social medias, Twitters, and Facebooks. Check us out at GirlChatSports on all social media. One word. Steph, where can they find you?
You can find me on all social media platforms, S_Wash.
And you can find me at Seattle, 4_life. That's Seattle 4_life. And again, we will be back in March at some point, because we definitely want to go over the NFL Combine. We want to go over March Madness. We want to talk about the WNBA's drafting and stuff like that. So we will be back. Just stay tuned, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for checking out another great episode of Girl Chat Sports. And remember, we don't have balls, but we know how to cover them. Until next time, guys.